people on Twitter, if they want to be an NBA scout and they're making draft content on Twitter and on their blog, they're basically already doing what a scout does, but before they have the job. And so they're really developing their skill set. And that was the most important thing for me.
So let's talk about your journey on YouTube. Like, you have a video kind of describing this, but just putting in a quick synopsis. Can you kind of go over like really what inspired you to create, your deep dives just into the games of the NBA, your inspirations, and then just your success? Like, did that surprise you in terms of, how many people were really into your deep analysis of the NBA?
Yeah, so I for some reason I started to get really passionate about the X's and O's and strategy of basketball when I was around 14, 15 years old. And because I had always played, and then so B-Ball Breakdown was definitely an inspiration for me. His channel, I would watch all of his videos. And so when I started my channel, I wanted to make some kind of basketball breakdowns. And so I kind of used his channel as a guide to, okay, I like watching that content. Maybe I can make something similar and add my own twist. And so I just started making videos when I was in high school. And yeah, it took a while, but eventually I did start to gain a bit of a fan base. And I would definitely say once the channel really started to take off around 2019, it was a bit surprising just how much of an audience I was able to reach. I mean, I'm very fortunate in that respect, but because I always wanted to keep my content as hardcore as possible, as if a person for a team was watching, or a coach, or, so basically I think my content, because it was about the NBA and about these stars, appealed to a wider audience, but I still wanted to have nuggets of information in there that would be interesting even to the most hardcore people who work in basketball.
So starting at 14 or 15, how did you start sort of like analyzing the game and being able to break that down on a deeper level for your viewers? Like what was kind of your process just in seeing those things that we maybe miss from play to play?
Yeah. So, I mean, I think at the very beginning, let's say I wanted to make a video about the Bulls defense. I would download maybe one or two games from the Bulls and I would watch and just talk about what I noticed. So if they were icing the pick and roll and sending it toward the sideline, I noticed that. My analysis really wasn't that great at the beginning, but it was interesting to me. And so I'd always try to talk about stuff I was interested in. And I would say because of all my years of playing, I did have at least the base knowledge of the game. And then I was able to build on that by making videos and then consuming lots of content. So I'd read basketball coaching books, I'd watch B-Ball Breakdown, I'd read basketball writers. And so that's kind of how I built up my knowledge.
So knowing how YouTube is as a platform, like what is the typical creation process like of like creating one of your videos? Like from, downloading just the game footage, breaking it down and uploading it onto YouTube. And then also kind of what trends have you noticed on the platform? Just because, YouTube is always changing their, content guidelines. They're always taking stuff down. And Matt and I have encountered that as before for just ridiculous reasons. So like, what kind of challenges have you experienced just, going through your channel?
Challenges. Yeah. I mean, so in terms of like the guideline stuff, I remember probably in like 2015, I uploaded two videos that were over 10 minutes long, and they both were taken down, and which was extremely frustrating. And then at least back then, what I sort of realized was as long as I keep a video under 9 minutes and 40 seconds, it was good. And so that's why I don't know if my viewers have noticed, but on my channel, all my videos are under 9 minutes 40 even to this day, because having a video that worked hard on get taken down, it like kind of scars you. What's interesting now, and I don't know how it works, is it seems like a lot of channels are able to upload video with basketball analysis over 10 minutes. Like I think Thinking Basketball does that, and some other channels. So
Yeah.
I don't know how it works now exactly, but my process would be like during the season, I would try to watch 1 or 2 games every day. So I was just keeping a close tab on the league. And then if there was something that stood out about a team, then maybe I would look into the stats and see if what I was seeing was actually true. And then basically, if I stumble upon a video idea, let's say the Celtics offense, then I would get footage about maybe 4 or 5 games of the Celtics, watch their offense, take notes on what I'm seeing and what I want to talk about, and then kind of go from there. Then I get I would edit the clips down in Adobe Premiere Pro, uh, and then I would basically just construct the video. So, and then sometimes I would write a script for the videos, but sometimes not. Like in the playoffs, I wouldn't have time to write a script for the video. I'd sort of just go off more naturally. But I mean, videos can take anywhere from 20 to 30, 35 hours, I would say. So they definitely take a little bit of time.
So, Daniel, I want to track your journey, from your success on YouTube to, making your way to the Dallas Mavericks. How did that happen? And can you provide any advice for, any aspiring, YouTubers out there or people on Twitter that are looking to, transition their passion for the game into an actual position within the NBA?
Yeah, that's a great question. Basically, how I got the job with the Mavericks was I've been making videos for 6 or 7 years on the channel, and I know for a fact a lot of people in the NBA have watched my videos, and one of them was liked them enough and thought I was good enough at what I did to hire me to the Mavs. So that's where I was for 2 seasons. And I would say my general advice to any YouTuber or person on Twitter looking to get in the NBA is, well, one, they're already ahead of most people because they're putting their content out there where it can be seen, and they're putting in the hours of like people on Twitter. If they want to be an NBA scout and they're making draft content on Twitter and on their blog, they're basically already doing what a scout does, but before they have the job. And so they're really developing their skill set. And that was the most important thing for me. Like, I was developing my skills in terms of video editing and knowledge about basketball before I worked for not just an NBA team, but any team. And so I was able to do that independently. But I guess, yeah, my advice would just be that they're on the right track. And then really just thinking about other people my age, it just stands out. There's a lot of different ways to get into the NBA or work in basketball, right? Like, you could be a former player, you could be a student manager at a college, or there's all these different pathways. And so mine just happened to be through YouTube, so it was a little more unique. But I kind of like how there's a lot of different opportunities for young people nowadays.
Yeah, I think the opportunity certainly is there. It seems like the competition is pretty high to get into some of those coveted spots, even certain like entry level positions. Is there any particular advice you have about, I guess, like standing out above the rest of the crowd of those content creators?
In terms of content creators, well, your content has to be not just entertaining, but it has to be like someone could see the skill set and be like, okay, they can help our team. So like Ben Taylor in Thinking Basketball, I don't really know if he's interested in it and working for a team. He's probably not. But like, you can watch his videos and say, okay, this is a really smart guy who understands analytics, and like, if I'm a team, yeah, we can hire him, and he not only understands analytics, but he knows the game and he can video edit. So you have all these different kind of skill sets. But if you're just a creator who, commentates over games but doesn't really go in depth, then that might be super entertaining for the casual fan. But if I don't know if that would help them get a job with a team.